All right, so you're ready to record your first podcast. Do you have a microphone? Who's going to distribute for you? Do you have a studio? What about the editing? All right, everyone relax because I think I have the answer. Anchor app. Yeah, Anchor. It's free. They distribute Spotify, Apple, many more. There's creation tools that allow you to edit and create your podcast from your phone, your laptop, or your personal computer. And the best thing of all, girl, you can make money no matter how many listeners you have. So the answer is simple. Get Anchor. Anchor FM app. Go find it now. Tell them a seat at the table sent you. I don't want to waste your time, but I'm back like I never left, giving you this big hair weft. I'm back like I never left, wig tilted to the side. Oh, what's next? What's next? We potting in here. What's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? We potting in here. What's next? What's next? Wig tilted to the side. Don't got no time for no ride or die. Fuck you niggas, I came to strive. That's how we doing in 2020. Hey. Now, I bet you didn't know that I could freestyle. And some of you may be saying, you know what, bitch? I still don't know. And that's all right. You are all in. And that's what I appreciate. Welcome to an all-new episode of A Seat at the Table podcast. You know, sound effects would be great, like actual air horns. But for what? When you have your mouth and you can see what that mouth hey there. Okay. So we are not even going to waste any time. You can find us a Seat at the Table podcast, Seat at the Table pod, all one word on Instagram. You can find me on Twitter at Galanda Adams. That is GAILONDAADAMS, or at Gail Z. Hurst, whichever one is easiest for you. And that's where you'll find me on the Twitter sphere. Shout out to all my Twitter niggas. Hey queens, hey kings, love you long time. All right, what else is going on aside from that? Do we have anything else that we need to get out of the way? Any formalities before we get into formation? I don't think that I do. You guys, so I am in New York City and we had a cute little snowstorm yesterday. It was so adorable. Sometimes I really feel like those snowstorms are good to just give everybody just pause. A moment, if you will, to unfurl that wig and just let life do what it do, you know, not worry about if you filled in the Beijing properly on your fade or if your wave cap is out here giving niggas seasickness. Sometimes you just need a day to just not care, to just eat bad food and watch bad television and curl up in your bed. And, you know, the biggest dilemma that you have is, if you're going to take a shower and put back on pajamas, or are you going to get a finely curated sweat outfit to then later put on those pajamas? I don't know. That's the biggest problem I had yesterday, to be honest with you. But I do appreciate those nice snow days. So how you guys doing? How you doing? Yes. You know, I actually have been, let's get real for a minute. Now, if this is your first time listening, welcome. Thank you for coming. Thanks for joining the congregation. Listen, pull up that chair, scooch into this table. It's going to be a wild ride because this week we got a lot of mess to get into. And we're setting the table for some goodness. But if this is not your first time listening, what's that? Listen. So much going on. So listen, let me check in with you first. What's going on? I'm just having a quick check in with you. What is going on? Listen, I told you before that you needed to get rid of him. I told you before that you're better than that. Okay? So keep looking for the thing, or keep looking for the one, or whatever it is that you're doing. I'm in full support of you. And not like the kind of support that you get from a dollar store training bra. No, I'm sturdy. I'm an over-the-shoulder boulder holder of support, okay? And I'm here for you. Okay. So let me tell you about what's going on with me. You know what? I told you guys that I have been out here in the job search, what have you. And so the last time I was really getting into the job search trenches, prior to my last job, one of the things that I realized was that in a lot of ways, I think the level of job that you're going after sometimes kind of dictates how long the interview process will take. So my last job, it didn't take too much, okay? But this one, for whatever reason, the jobs that I'm currently going after, it is taking quite a bit of time in the interviewing process to kind of get things together and figure out like, okay, you're going to meet with this person, you're going to meet with that person, you're going to meet with another person, and then you're going to meet with 2 more people. I halfway think that, yes, it does depend on the level of job that you're going for, but I also believe that some of these motherfuckers just need something to do at work. And part of that is sending you through the rigmarole of having these expensive interview processes. So I don't even know if a lot of these employers realize going through the interview process is expensive. Okay. And it's an added expense. So it's not like, I don't know anyone who sets aside money to say like, okay, and this is really just me letting you know this so that maybe next time, or if you are in the process of thinking about looking for another job, what I would caution you to do is have a fund for that. Meaning set aside some money so you can either drive or take public transportation, pay for parking, make sure that your zhuzh is good, make sure you can have a cup of coffee, make sure that your resume is on good paper and not just some fucking shit that you were able to siphon off from your current job. Like really do your due diligence, but it costs a lot of money. And I don't necessarily know that employers, A, give a fuck about that, and B, are knowledgeable about the fact that like every time I have to come to your office, it's like I've got to like figure out how all of this is going to go, because this is an added expense to what my life already curtails. So that's my one complaint, is that it is quite the process and it really does take a lot. And I would caution you to maybe set aside a little funds in the process. I have been interviewing for one job for about 3, both interview processes that I'm going through. They've both been ad nauseum for about 3 months. But then I thought about it, and I remember my job that I had while I was living in Philly, which was a senior management position job in a corporation. And I started interviewing in May, and I did not accept the job or get offered the job till September. So, and it was a different time for me because I was traveling for work, and, you know, it was always about like being on the go, next thing, next thing, next thing, next thing. And I was also doing that in the process of not wanting to let my current job know that I was looking for another job. So it was kind of, you know what I mean? But nonetheless, here we are. But I'm really excited because I think that all of this will kind of come to a culmination of me being in a better place mentally and physically in terms of my professional career and kind of where I want to go and where I'm at right now. It's quite interesting for me to be exploring the option of starting a new career, technically, in both of the jobs that I'm interviewing for. So I have experience, but not enough to qualify me as like the kind of push the red button right now, go for it. But let me tell you something. If God has something for you, it is truly for you. And I don't say that lightly. I know people say that all the time. I know people say stuff like, oh, well, if God be for you, who can be against you? And that is all well and true. But what you have to remember is the saying isn't, if God be for you, nothing can come against you. You know what I mean? Things are going to come against you. But the thing is, God is in your corner. So, regardless of what you believe in, whatever spiritual power you subscribe to, if any at all, just know that whatever is for you is truly just that, for you. So there I was. Okay. I'm painting the picture. Okay. Close your eyes. Okay. I'm painting the picture. So there I am. Mind you, this weekend, you guys, I ate, and I think I want to attribute this to the inclement weather this weekend, but I also want to attribute it to the fact that I'm an emotional eater. So with that said, there I am driving through close your eyes. I'm painting a picture here. All right. You just relax. Get comfortable. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet and party on down to a seated table beat. That didn't work out exactly how I envisioned it, but we'll get back to it. So I'm driving through this drive-through, right? I get to the first window to pay my money, and I have a New York Yankees fitted hat on my passenger seat. I wasn't even paying attention to it. So the gentleman at the drive-through window goes, is that your hat? Nigga, I'm in my car. I was, yeah, it's my hat. And he was like, oh, well, I was just making sure that it wasn't your man's hat because I'm about to ask you for your number. Now, I'm not laughing for the reasons why you may think that I'm laughing. I'm not laughing because he works at a drive-thru. Because to be honest with you, I know a lot of bitches that have taken niggas, and I know a lot of niggas that have taken bitches. Sometimes you just catch somebody at a different time. And don't sleep on the fast food people, because some of these motherfuckers is making 6 figures just to manage one of those restaurants. Mind you, he was taking the cash at drive-thru window number 1, but I don't know his life. What I did know, though, by looking at his young, tenderoni, supple face, is that his face had the makings of a baby who had not been through any kind of sufferation. Like, let's just say that he looked young. So I was like, I laughed kind of nervously as I gave him my debit card. And he was like, so I'm saying, let me have your number. And I was like, you know what, sir? I am literally probably old enough to be your mom. And he hit me with the old age ain't but a number thing, which you guys, fellas, gentle whores, I am talking to you. You guys got to figure some other sayings out. Like, you can't hit a woman with the age ain't nothing but a number thing and think that, like, I don't know. That's not a thing, you guys. That's not a thing. Like, I get it. Age ain't nothing but a number, but age is something. Like, it's something. Now, I've definitely dated guys who were younger than me. I've dated guys who are older than me. And I've dated guys who are my exact age. And through the whole process, one thing that I can say for sure is that when it comes to men, age matters. Am I wrong in that? Am I wrong in feeling like age matters now, for all my boys out there, how you doing? Does age matter in the flag community, in the rainbow community, as much as it does for the heteros? Because to me, I feel like it doesn't matter that much more in that community, in the LGBTQIA community. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm more asking than I am telling. But either which way, he was polite about it and didn't press the issue. And he said, well, listen, when you see me in 10 years,